Auntie
through the
King,
whole interview.
Auntie Gail, could you clarify
Could you spell that?
sexual?
Can you spell intimate in a sentence?
Can you spell intimate? Can you use it in a sentence? Etymology.
Use it in a sentence.
I need to know. The Unfiltered Gems podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, world, how is it going? My name is Malcolm Alexander, and of course I'm joined by
Ryan Hale. What's going on, y'all?
Hale, new mixtape alert. Kanye West had a lot to do with the project, apparently.
For whose?
Antonio Brown's mixtape. It dropped over the weekend. Did you peep? This is sports news. This is music news.
I was too busy listening to real music from Pusha T and Blast. No, did not.
You didn't?
Did not listen. Didn't even know it dropped.
I mean,
quite honest.
We could talk about the Pusha album. I mean, Kanye West and Pharrell actually produced it. Apparently, Kanye just really inspired the album, according to Antonio Brown. I don't know if Kanye actually produced tracks on the album.
Okay,
but
I hope not.
But AB says it was inspired by Kanye. So I'm trying to figure out exactly what that means. Kind of curious to listen to the project. To be honest, I have not listened to it yet, but
yeah.
I will say Pusha's album did have my weekend pretty preoccupied.
Same.
It was really nice.
A solid album. It was really good.
It's really nice.
Yeah, it was really good. I really like the production. Yeah, Pharrell and Kanye came with it. I can't lie. So
yeah,
overall, it was good.
I dig it. Yeah. I think it's the narrative thing for me with Pusha. It's just like content wise, it's the same.
Oh yeah, always. It's no, yeah.
There's zero in between.
Exactly.
Like the narrative is the same. Love the raps. Coke rap sounding better than ever. Nigga, I really think every single time I listen to Pusha, I'm like, I'd have to change.
Winter fail. I'm the night.
I'm the night king. Yeah. I'm like, you know what? I could do it. I could trap. I think about it. I do. I gotta think. Like Pusha really, in the same way that Kanye inspired Antonio Brown's music career, Pusha inspires my drug career. Just a little bit,
Huh.
Just I think about it.
I don't think that's gonna go far for you. So don't quit your day job.
No, but you're an accomplice. Either way, you helping out.
Right. No, I'm not.
Y'all heard that here. Okay, pushing bricks
clearly
from California to Arizona with the help of Ryan C. Hale.
He must be talking about Tucson. I'm not. I'm not doing nothing with that. No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. All right, man. We got some stories. Interesting day, week as far as pop culture is concerned. So I know Sarah ready. Hale, you ready?
Let's get it, man.
Let's get into the show. The Unfiltered Gems podcast. You already know what it is. It's your favorite podcast, and we appreciate you. Thank you for the listening. Thank you for the watching. Of course, you are here on YouTube, so you're hitting the bell for notifications, subscribing, doing all the YouTube things. We appreciate it. To the people listening on audio, thank you so much for everyone listening. In your car, in your homes, with your peoples around. We really appreciate it. I'm going to say every single syllable of that. Yeah. Man, talk about white money. I don't know how else to introduce the story. My God. Y'all might have heard by now, but Elon Musk. Elon Musk. So it's musty. It's musty money behavior is what it is. It's giving musty, but it's Elon Musk.
Oh, you're stupid.
He has reached a deal, and he has at this point he's purchased Twitter for $44 billion. I mean, that's 44 with the B, $44 billion. Elon Musk, of course, our African Canadian king. So technically, Twitter is now an African Canadian owned. It's an African owned company. I'm just saying. So if that helps,
I'm not. Nope, we're not doing that today.
What? He's African. Okay. Anyway, he said in a statement, free speech is the bedrock of a functioning democracy. And Twitter is the digital town square where matters vital to the future of humanity are debated. Musk said, adding hearts, stars, and rocket emojis in a tweet that highlighted the statement. I I know this is something he's been considering doing for a while. Hale, what is your gauge on Elon Musk buying Twitter? One of my favorite platforms, by the way. Still like my favorite.
Mine too. Yeah,
I adore Twitter.
I love Twitter. I mean, I think you summarized it, man. It's just white money, to be honest with you. I
Not
mean,
musty behavior. It's musty behavior.
it's just that's all it is. I don't really feel one way or the other. The only thing I'm interested to see is if there are any changes made to the platform. For a while, every time we see an update on Twitter, people always comment whether they love it, hate it, all that good stuff. So I am interested to see if he makes any like big changes, because especially for me, and like you just mentioned, we do love Twitter so much. We use Twitter all the time, especially young people, for news and sports and all that good stuff. So I hope there's not too many drastic changes that he tries to make.
What are
He's a smart
changes?
businessman, though.
Yeah.
But
What are changes that could be made to the platform that would turn you off from the platform? What do you see happening?
bringing Donald
'Cause,
Trump back would be one.
well, people are speculating that he can be back on within a week
Wow, within a week?
because with this acquisition, Elon Musk is privatizing the company.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about. And
And
and his
so his
statement
whole thing
talking
as a
about free
billionaire,
speech and everything. Yeah.
yeah. And his whole thing as a billionaire, all his board members, they're neo-Nazis. They
Mm,
are. Like he can pretend to be as progressive as he wants to be, but I think
mhm.
about what the influence around him is.
Right.
And like those implications, that's what scares me most about this.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I can't think of any other huge changes outside of, I don't know, Donald Trump coming back, that I wouldn't really care for. Because I mean, like I said, he's a smart businessman, so I don't see him doing anything so drastic that would move people to a whole different platform. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Uh, but I don't know. It'll be interesting. I did read that obviously all the board members and different people, not board members, but different stakeholders now have to um, make sure that it gets passed, and supposedly it's going to be passed by the end of 2022. So we'll
Yeah.
see if you see any changes before then, but it'll be an interesting time
You
because
know,
then
I
we're
will
coming up on
say,
election and all that.
I will say we all we've wanted was an edit button. That was all we wanted for like a really
Yeah,
long time, and still
true,
just couldn't get that.
true. Yeah, that's true.
I look, all we wanted was the edit button because, like, look, the autocorrect be fucking us up sometimes. That's all we needed.
Facts, facts.
I really think about the implications of this as far as information, disinformation, what
Hmm.
that means, especially as we can actually like put not maybe a dictionary definition because it's still subjective to some people, but as far as what is considered disinformation. Musk has been very vocal about wanting to have a much more hands-off approach to content moderation, but he wants to get rid of automated accounts and spam accounts, but wants to
Hmm.
embolden people um, to speak freely. He thinks that this is going to be the best place to do it. I just wonder what that's going to mean. I
Exactly.
think Donald Trump was, it's hard. I don't think the president should be able to speak like that, but I don't agree with deactivating a bunch of people's accounts because I've seen accounts of people that have said way more heinous shit than what
Oh,
Trump has
absolutely,
said.
absolutely.
So
Yeah,
that's
no,
why it's
100%.
also I'm kind of with people where like, yeah, if you want to speak freely and you want to speak freely and be a bigot online, there's a place for you to do that. And even if that is a certain sect of Twitter, cool. Like people have been using that sect of Twitter to speak that crass and speak that crazy, subjectively for me, that crazy for years. You know?
But you
Um
don't think there should be any consequences for that sect of Twitter?
of white supremacist Twitter.
Yeah, or people who talk
Or
like heinous or ignorant talk, or hate speech, anything like that. They use that platform for. You don't think there should be any consequences or
oh well, sure. Like
restrictions or
like
anything like
we,
that?
we shouldn't need to put hate speech on online, but I think it's also very subjective. I think we blur the line. The lines are constantly being blurred as far as what is subjectively hate speech and what is someone's feelings just being hurt. Like
Mm,
I I think that there should be a consequence for it. I know I do. There's a lot of things that I wouldn't say or I don't agree with or I think should be said on Twitter
right.
online, right? I don't think that people should be speaking about bringing harm to people online. But I think but on like sports or music Twitter or something like it just nah, like some homie got to beat their ass or something on game day. I don't know. It's super it's like a time and place kind of thing. It's with like when you're talking with your boys or your family or something like that, like me saying
Yeah, I think it's context for sure.
it's context, right? Like me saying like, nigga, I'm gonna beat your ass, right? And if I were to put that on Twitter and we're talking about and
Playing basketball or
we're
something.
playing basketball or something like that, then it's like, I don't know. I hope no one sees it. And it's like, Malcolm is such a violent person, and I hope Ryan is okay.
Yeah.
But there are spaces where that harm is real, that violence is real. I don't know what I think there's a multitude. It depends on the level and how hateful and how violent it is, as far as what the consequence should be for something like that. But I'm really curious to see how Elon is going to turn this into a platform that champions and emboldens free speech, that I
Yeah.
hope with his influence does not come in the form of hate speech or bigoted speech or disinformation. I hope it doesn't turn to a space that can embolden uh, that kind of ideology,
That kind of speech. Yeah,
that kind of
the only
speech.
thing that kind of sticks out to me is, like I said, since it's going to be, the deal should be done towards the end of this year. Like I mentioned, like the election cycle is about to really pick up for the election coming in 2024. So if we do see, say, Trump coming back on top of all of those candidates that are going to be running for the presidency, it's going to be, I mean, it's just always a tough around any election cycle
Mhm.
to kind of decrease the disinformation. But if we're coming out with messages like free speech, free speech, free speech, then it's going
Mhm.
to be even harder to manage
Yeah.
that. So that'll be very interesting.
I, it is clearly, and I think, going to be one of my biggest worries going into this next election
Oh
cycle,
yeah,
and it's going to be hard to really sift through what is. I mean, people
it
are.
always is. Yeah.
Twitter is the echo chamber for everyone being so right. So people will take information, they'll read a tweet with zero source and say, "Hey, here's what it is." So it's gonna. I don't know what it's gonna mean, man, but I think the Trumps, the Marjorie Taylor Greens, all them, all them people, they gon'
All them people.
all them people. Shout out to them people. Them people go. This is going to be their new safe haven, and I think they're going to find their fan base there, especially because Trump's Truth Social didn't go anywhere.
Oh yeah.
That didn't go anywhere. There's been a lot of other platforms, even black-owned platforms that we try to champion, right?
Yeah. Just don't take off.
They
Mhm.
don't take off. So we're gonna be on here, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be really interesting, but I think it's gonna be keep that same energy, because I've seen some violent stuff said on other parts of Twitter that I'm like, oh, that's really scary. That's violent. It may not have been coming from a white person, it may come from that looked like me, or was a person of color, and it's still like, okay, that's just as violent. So I'm like, if
Exactly.
they're gonna be able to get it off, I hope everyone can get it off. And it's gonna suck if it turns into a really violent, virtual pitchfork war, but it's going
Yeah.
to be what it is. Lasting thoughts on Twitter now being African Canadian owned.
You are stupid. I don't have any other thoughts outside of, hopefully. I mean, for me, it's always about the younger generation and kind of leaving a legacy. So hopefully we're making Twitter better for the next generation and the people that come behind us, because Twitter, like you said, is just an amazing platform. We've been using this since before college. So it's been
Yeah.
an amazing platform. But instead of us just using it to, like you said, get our hot takes off or get hate speech off, hopefully we find a way to kind of make it better for the people that are coming after us. That's my hope, if you will. So we'll see.
We shall see indeed. We got to switch gears. Got to talk about Megan the Stallion finally speaking out for her first time. This is definitely the first
Literally.
time outside
Yeah.
of tweets, outside of the things that
Hmm.
we'll hear through the rumor
Instagram.
mill,
Yeah.
and Instagram. Even if it is her words and her own post, sat down with Gayle King during a pretty busy weekend. Right, she's been one of the biggest headliners at Coachella the past two
Hmm.
weekends. Dropped the Plan B single on Friday, which pretty was clearly a nod, I think, a jab towards Tory, and I think a lot of people that have
Mm.
denied her story. But now she
Yeah.
has sat down with Gayle King to really spill the tea on what happened after Kylie Jenner's party in 2020.
We almost there, like just get back in. So I get back in the car it's like it's getting worse.
The
Like
arguing in the car.
the arguing in the car is getting worse, and I don't want to be in this car no more. Like, because I see it's getting crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I get out the car, and it's like everything happens so fast.
Yes.
And all I hear is this man screaming. He said, dance. And he started shooting. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like he shot a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
Once
And
again, Megan Thee
I
Stallion
was
sitting
so
down
scared.
with Gayle King. Hale, you've watched some of this, man. How you feeling about Megan? I know we've talked about this on the podcast before. I was, and I remember we had disagreeing opinions at the time.
Did we?
I
don't remember. I'm gonna have to go back and listen.
We kind of did. I want to know
I
how
don't
you're
remember.
feeling now that Megan can really speak out.
Man, it's just sad to hear. It's really sad to hear. And I know it's always tough to, like we talk about with disinformation, we were just talking about that. It's always tough to sift through that, especially on social media, because this has been such a social media trial, if you will, before we even have the real trial that's taking place currently. So it's been tough. It was good to hear from her, but it was hard to watch. I can't lie. If there is any truth to this, which from watching the video, it seems like it is, that's just sickening to me to tell somebody to dance as you shoot bullets at them. I just can't. I can't even imagine that. I can't imagine that at all. What did throw me off, and this is no excuse for what happened at all. What I do want to hear more about, to kind of connect some more dots of what happened, because obviously she couldn't really fully go into, the entire step by
I think I
step
know
of
where
this
you're going
whole
with this.
trial and all
Continue.
that stuff. No, I do want to know. You know what I'm about to say.
No,
the
say
part
it, say
where
it.
she asked, the part
Say it.
where she asked about the intimate relationship.
You have a sexual
she said-
relationship with Tory Lanez? Yes, that's my question.
I didn't have a sexual relationship with Tori.
So why do you think he's putting out the story that the two of you had a
All right, so I
So like, and I'm not saying I don't
Yeah.
believe her,
Yeah,
but that
yeah.
was, because to me it's like, if I didn't have no sexual relationship, no, that didn't happen. He's lying. That's why he's doing it. He's trying to get this lie off, and he's making up anything that sounds good to fit the social media narrative, and that's what he's doing. And he's got a lot of people fooled. She had to pause for a second. Not only did she pause, she looked. She got some clarity on the question. I was like, that was the only thing that threw me off.
Auntie
through the
King,
whole interview.
Auntie Gayle, could you
Could you spell
clarify
that?
sexual?
Can you spell intimate in a sentence?
Can you spell intimate? Can you use it in a sentence? Etymology.
Use it in a sentence.
I need to know what exactly. I do feel you though, bro, and I think what we disagreed about. And tell me, right? Because I think
go ahead.
from the jump on this, and I hate to be the one, because I do not like rumors. I don't like rumors. I don't like the he said, she said. But I can't like from the moment this shit hit the fan in 2020, I was like, I already know what it was. Maybe it's because I've just like met Tori and had to interview Tori before. I'm just like, I subjectively think the dude's just an asshole. So
Okay.
I just wasn't like, I heard this and I said, I'm not shocked. Like,
and I think I remember I was more hesitant and like,
and you were more hesitant because you're like, he has not been proven guilty.
You're right.
I'm over here like,
right.
I think that was the first time that we were really going into like believe black women on the podcast and all that kind of stuff. And you're like, no, 100%, but we still don't know. And I'm like, no, I'm letting y'all know this nigga like is lame.
Right.
He a monster.
Right.
Fuck him. Whether or not there was an intimate relationship, I was like, I know, not even being biased. Like, it's not. It doesn't even matter whose music I like better. Like, it's literally just I am like. This isn't even because Megan, bruh. I'm like, no, I know this. I just feel it. I know Megan's telling the truth, because why would she? Because I think where I want to draw a lot of attention to, right, was also why she had to lie at first. That actually made all of that sense to me.
Oh yeah, 100%.
More than anything.
But that to me has made sense before she even said this. But her saying this just kind of confirmed what I always thought, especially knowing the time period that it happened in, July of 2020, right after the George Floyd thing. Like I would want to protect people that was involved if they did wrong too. You know what I mean? Especially black people.
10,000%.
So I understand her from that, and I'm not making any excuse for Tory Lanez when it comes to, if they had a sexual relationship, this makes it. No, it does not. If he did that, he needs to be in prison. He don't need to be making no more records or nothing. But I know, like we just talked about free speech, we can't stop that. But he do need to be locked up. That's the thing. it was just interesting to hear her pause on that. So I wonder.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing that kind of threw me off. Is like, I don't know if she
Well,
was
because
100% honest there.
but honest question, right? Because it's like, what do you call and how would you define an intimate relationship? Because I think there's a reason you have to pause on that sometimes.
Okay, no, I agree with that. I'm cool with pausing on intimate relationship. What threw me off is if you rewatch it, what threw me off is that she looks up and then she's like, "Oh, you mean like a sexual relationship?" So she asked for clarity. She could have just answered on intimate,
We were
whatever she
bonding
thought.
over
Over
that. And
Did you have an intimate relationship with him?
like sexual?
Yeah. Did you have
Like sexual?
Megan, did you have a sexual relationship with Tory Lanez? Yes, that's my question.
I didn't have a sexual relationship with Tori.
So why do
I know, it's hard.
So that's my thing.
I
It's not
know.
because it's not. She wasn't answering about intimate relationship anymore. She wanted to talk about strictly sexual. So that's even more clear cut. It's a yes or no.
Yeah. But again,
There's
I
no
want to know.
that
But
need to
I
be.
want to know though. But like subjectively, it's just what is.
Oh,
Like, I don't
stop
know.
it!
What is? You know, like
Wait, bro. A sexual relationship is if they had sex of any kind. Did they
okay,
do
well, because
anything
initially
sexual?
it was intimate, and I think that there's layers to this. Like, oh, okay, might have made out at a party one time. Like, does that mean that we had like an intimate? We had an intimate. That's why maybe I would pause and I'd be like, okay, what do you mean like intimate? Like, okay, like
No, okay,
hey.
and that's what I'm saying. I'm cool with the pause on the intimate. I'm 100% cool with that. I want to get clarity myself when somebody asks me that. What threw me off is that she said, "Okay, well, did you have a sexual relationship with him?" No, we didn't have a sexual relationship. I just,
I
to
wonder
me, I
what
don't
that
know how
pause
that's
meant. I just wonder what that
exactly,
pause meant.
exactly,
That's all. Because I still
exactly.
believe her. I believe her.
Yeah, I'm not saying I believe her
I don't
any
think
less.
it,
Her story sounds believable, and if there's, there's bullet fragments in her feet still to this day. There's a medical
Yeah.
report. There's video and stuff like that. I think what we don't have the full clarity on is what exactly led up to that moment, and some of those details from the whole sexual relationship and all that stuff. Now, will those details make a case, make or break a case? I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't think an intimate relationship, whether that she's telling the truth there or not, or whatever degree of the truth she's telling as far as
Right.
that happening, I do not think that would make or break the fact.
So then this should be a open and close, open and shut case. Then you got text messages, medical report, bullet
Yeah.
frag.
No,
I
it
mean,
should be. It should be. Well, I mean, and Tory's not allowed to say shit right now because he violated.
Yeah, he's already the probation or something like that.
Yeah, it wasn't even probation, but like he just violated a clause or whichever, where he wasn't supposed to talk about it, like or make records about it, make fun about it, make light of it, and he did, because like look at him where he is deflecting. Why do you feel the need to talk about I'm fucking two friends and that's where I fucked up? Not the apology of it's like that's just weird behavior. So maybe I don't knock Megan for like the slight pause, give a little drama.
I would love to
give the people a little drama. Give people a little drama. Man.
I mean, her story made sense though. Even the thing about how they got close, like bonding over the loss of their mothers and stuff, like all of that makes sense to me.
Yeah, man.
All of her story makes sense. That was the only thing that I had that I drew a short pause on. Is like,
yeah,
I wonder why you paused there. But other than that, to me, it seems like an open shut case, especially hearing her story and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Unless she's just an amazing actress, I don't see how.
I don't see how. I want to draw attention to a really gut-wrenching part of it. And I think when we talk about believing Black women and what it means for Black men to protect Black women, especially, we talked a little bit about why she lied to the police or why she talked about Glass. And when she went into really, it just came from protecting her and even protecting Tory in this instance. Man, it killed me the lengths at which a lot of Black men, especially on Twitter, speaking of Twitter, right, have loved to deny Meg all this, and I think it's really indicative of how easy it is. I'm not saying for us Black men, but like naturally, right? But how easy it is for Black men to dismiss Black women and not have to show up. And Megan, the clear victim in this, still. She's literally a metaphor for all Black women who, like, despite all the bullshit Black men put Black women through, still shows up for black men.
It's a hot gun in the car. I'm bleeding. I've been shot. They about to kill somebody. Like something bad is about to happen.
So somebody hears the gunshots, they call the police. The police come and they say what to you?
They tell everybody to get out
Get
the
out
car.
of the car. TMZ obtained.
Shit was wild. I remember seeing the video posted at the time. Her backing up. And I think you see that and you see like it's just like you already know that's not no glass. Like that's just weird. It would be weird. I think seeing the video initially in 2020, I'm like, man. And so like to hear her really rehash that took a lot of bravery. And I sent a lot of love to Meg, man, because I think it's like having to relive that trauma. That should happen 2 years ago, y'all. And it's like I feel like we're just getting started as far as being able to really get the truths about this and really to dissect it. So give Megan grace, y'all. Let her have it. Give black women grace, y'all. Believe them. This shit's wild. Hell, you got anything else on it?
I don't. I'm just anxious to see what happens with this case, and hopefully we get to a quick verdict so we can see what happens from there.
Yeah, 100%. More Unfiltered Gems when we get back. We got to talk about our bucket list. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna die one day, but shoot, what are the things that we gotta do before we do that? Okay, we gonna talk when we come back after this break. More Unfiltered Gems podcast after this quick break. I want to say special thank you to everybody that came out and continues to support my Black Ass Disco Party. We call it Capacity. It went down just this past April in Chinatown at the Melody Lounge. And hey, between you and I, we'll be back there next month. So for photos, videos of our last event, and to stay up to date on all of the groovy happenings, follow us everywhere at Capacity Dance Party. Into the Gems podcast. What's popping and what's cooking? Good looking. My name is Malcolm Alexander.
And I am Ryan Hale. Be sure to follow us on all of your favorite social media platforms at Unfiltered Gems Podcast. And like Malcolm mentioned earlier, if you're watching us on YouTube, as you should be sure to hit that bell up top for post notifications. Hit that subscribe button as well.
You can see the wild hair day we are having. It is just...
My hair looks great.
Looks great, bro. Looks great.
Though. What did I say back in college? Got to keep the crown clean.
Got to keep the crown clean. When I was growing my hair, he said, yeah, not for me. Got to keep the crown clean. Because I was like, we were talking about crown. It was when I was doing my crown series. I was doing all the natural hair shit. He goes, yeah, got to keep my crown clean. I said, nigga, you said everybody with natural hair flowing out their head is dirty.
And I love it. I love it. I love it for them. Love it for them, not for me.
Not for me. That's all we're simply saying. Y'all, thank you. As the both of us have said, it's the sincerest level of gratitude, and we want your input on this next segment because the world's oldest person, Kane Tanaka, has died at the age of 119 years old. She shared, some tips to for long life with Japanese public broadcasts, but she was born in 1903 and confirmed the oldest living person in 2019. Had me thinking, you have a long life. Some of us will hopefully have long lives. Some people don't even want long lives. I don't know. Subjectively, what's long? Some people have a live life by the time they're 50, and they're like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Just depends. But it had me thinking, bucket list. What are those things that by the time you're dead, you will say, I'm fulfilled? Or are there things that if you did them by next year, you'd be like, well, I'm good.
Dang.
I've done it.
I don't think I could do all mine by next year. That's the thing. But by the time I'm 80 or 90,
woo, he went the long life. He go for the marathon. He said, by the time I'm 80 or 90. Some people feel like by the time I'm 60, look, he said, by the time I'm 120,
exactly.
I will.
Yep. We live and live. No, a lot of mine are sports related. I feel like, which is probably not that surprising.
Not one bit.
But I would love to go to Cameron Indoor Stadium, which is where Duke plays. Duke basketball team plays.
Okay.
For that one though, it's just a little less. It went a little lower on my bucket list because Coach K retired. So it's like, dang, I wish I would have went when he was still coaching, but it'll still hit whenever I get to go.
He said it'll still hit.
It'll still hit. Obviously, I want to meet, not just meet. I want to hang out with LeBron. Not just hang out. I want to interview LeBron. That's the real thing. Would love to
Do you want
interview
to be
LeBron.
friends
So I
with
don't
him,
know
or
if
do you
that's a
want?
goal or a bucket list.
Yeah, it's
I guess it's both. Both.
okay. Yeah, it can be both. I'm just saying, like, sure.
Okay.
I'm just saying again. If you were to do like, but imagine if you were to do these things. Like, these are things that if you did these things by next year, you'd be like, not saying kill me now, but like,
But
but
it's what a life, or
but
what a
life,
year.
but what a year, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but you'd be like,
Yeah.
I'm good, I'm fed.
Yeah, I would be very content. I can't lie.
If you
Yeah.
interview LeBron, or if you were like, you and LeBron were like friends, you don't have to be best friends,
Both.
but like you can text him.
Both. Yeah, both. Definitely both. But you know, the way I picture it, as I'll interview him, the interview will be so great and we'll vibe
Yeah,
throughout the interview that it's like, dang, we got to be boys now. You know
like,
what
we
I mean?
got to be boys. Like, he just knows 100%.
Exactly.
I
He
got you.
just sees the greatness inside of me. Like I see the greatness inside of him.
I love your fandom of this man. I do, because LeBron's fandom is so real. He goes, I hope he can see the greatness in me that I see in him.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
Another one for me is I would really, really, really love to meet the Obamas. I was really close to meeting Barack back in 2000,
Clearly, called by his first
2011.
name. You're already on a first name
Yeah.
basis. Jesus.
Stupid.
Calm
2011. He was when he was campaigning for his second term, he came to the college that I went to in Ohio. So I went to go watch him speak. But that was dope. So I would love to meet him and Michelle. Yep. That would be great as well.
I
Those
would
are
love to
probably
meet
the top
Michelle.
three that come to mind.
I'd love to
Yeah.
meet Michelle. I love Barack.
Oh, you
I
would?
do. But the real star.
You want to meet Michelle?
I want to meet Michelle. The real star.
Man,
The real
the
star
real
of the
star.
show.
I mean, I can't lie to that. She probably is the real star.
She's
I
the real
still-
star of the
I-
show.
I want to talk to them both. I can't lie.
I don't. There's a point at which I don't even know. Like,
I
there
feel
was
like
such a
I would
time
love to
where I
have
was
a
like,
conversation. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you go and finish up.
I was just saying, I think I would love to have a conversation with Michelle, but I want to kick it with Barack. Because Barack, we can go hoop. We can go talk sports. Yeah, me and Barack would just kick it. He can give me a lot of wisdom too, but I just want to kick it. Michelle, I really need to sit and listen. Yeah.
So don't want to have a conversation with Michelle. Just want to sit and listen.
Yeah. No, I want to conversate with her. But she got
I want to meet Bo. I want to mock a relationship with Bo. Didn't Bo pass away?
Die?
Yeah, Bo
Yeah.
passed away. Shit. Oh damn.
See,
Man. I'm not
you
gonna
missed
lie,
that.
y'all.
You missed that one.
Look, I'm a pause real quick because some of my shit is nature related. You already know, because like I'm just gonna talk about travels and spaces I just need to get to before
Oh, I didn't
I
say
kick
my
it.
travel.
Like,
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know. I feel like I have a list. Like, I got a pretty solid list. But I this weekend, Chewy, my fur nephew, Amber's dog, our favorite little puggle, he walked the Rainbow Bridge this weekend. Had to put him down after about 16, 17 years with him. So I'm sending a lot of love out to Amber. That one rocked us this weekend. That was a lot.
Really
so
sad.
sorry,
Yeah.
we were talking about Bo dying and it did happen. And I was like, oh, because my heart has been low overall lately.
Dang.
Especially with that. So not bringing the moon
Malcolm
down.
just killed. Yeah, Malcolm just killed.
No. But like, I got to send my love out to my sis too, because like I'm probably gonna go
Nah,
see her
I
after
got you.
this. I'm like, it's like the mourning is still real. It is
No, I feel
like,
you.
it
Man,
is.
I ain't. People really love their dogs.
Dog.
I mean, I get it.
It is.
I get
It is like, it's real when it just like, especially when they're a
Mhm.
part of your life for so long and they're just there,
Right.
in the capacity
Exactly.
that they're there.
Yeah.
Okay, bucket list things for me. I have to DJ a festival with 50,000 people, like main stage it. That'd be really dope. I want to develop and host multiple variety shows, but it would be dope. Like, the bucket list would be cool if I can get like international syndication with those things. Bucket list would definitely be like a family, for sure. Goals, but like, just, hey, if it's there, I'm fulfilled, right?
Mhm.
I would love to I want to get to Ibiza. I want to also get to Buenos Aires as just like destinations and do like certain spiritual hikes.
I forgot my destination. I'm trying to go to Bali though, since we're talking destination.
There you go.
Yeah, I do want to.
You better go before Bali drown out. Global warming real, nigga. Bali ain't gonna be there for much longer. No, that's the Maldives. The Maldives ain't gonna be here for much longer. Water level rising up. Just saying.
Okay, well, I'm going to Bali.
Yeah,
So
get your ass on over there.
Oh man.
Um,
Is that it for you?
that's
Bucket
it.
list wise?
That's oh, and then I would love to have a sit down with my friends, Sean Carter and Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter. No interview, nigga. Just my friends.
Uh-huh.
So that way, the greatest that I see in them, they can see in me.
I was gonna say, I wonder if they know that you guys are friends. I wonder.
They know. They know. They're doing what they're doing because kind of like they see me and they're like, Black excellence,
not
iron
not
sharp.
that you inspire them.
I do. Iron
Huh.
sharpens iron is what Sean told me recently.
Well, strive for greatness is what Brian told me recently. Glad we're picking up quotes.
Yeah. We're homies. We're there. Me and Blue, we tight. Blue be teaching me. You know what I'm saying? And that's who really inspires me. Blue out here making sure that none of us fuck up. Blue run the shit. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my gosh,
My friends.
that's funny.
Yeah, you got other bucket list?
Man, I'm trying to think. I think those top three are probably the three I want to name. The rest of them are like you mentioned. Like, I definitely want a family. Definitely want to be married with some kids.
But you didn't say it. So I guess you be fine without it, nigga. You just gotta go to the Duke Stadium
No.
and you gonna be like,
I guess I never looked at that as like a bucket
We
list. I
here.
just felt like that was like a goal, something I'm gonna do.
My dog said, okay, things I have to do before I die. My man, I know you want a family, but nigga, I gotta get this off. My man said, nigga, I gotta go to the Duke Stadium.
I got to. I said lots of sports related.
Look, he said LeBron. I was ready to be like, yes, nigga, gotta get to Lambeau Field. Gotta just go start naming. I want to go to the Babe Ruth statue, nigga. Like, nigga, not no family, not no career, not no like. My said,
that'll come.
But what I need to do before I die is go to these sports monuments, and all will be well.
100%.
Look, you said all mine ain't gonna be due by next year, nigga. I was like, nope, nigga, you can hit all them joints right about now. Actually, you'd be good. You'd have a fulfilled ass life by 2024. Oh man. All right. Well, look, we got to move on. We got to talk about what I am calling my take. Hell, you don't have to agree with me. I hope you don't agree with me, but you just might. Some of y'all listening, fight me on this. Hop my DM. Let me know what's good. Easily a top 3 Atlanta episode. Easily one of Atlanta's best episodes ever amidst all 3 seasons. Thus far, one of Atlanta's best episodes. Directed by Wolfram Rothstein, royalty, continued contributor and creative partner of Donald Glover's Ibra Akai. A thrilling dissertation on performative activism and celebrity when it comes to the fashion and the music industry. Hail, your thoughts, your feelings. I need them now. The people listening need them, Hail. Regale us with your commentary.
I think it was a great episode. Top 3, man. I really have to think back about the episodes now, but I don't know if I can argue with you on that right now. It was an amazing episode from beginning to end. All the intricacies of the episode, the stories they pulled in, excuse me, always making fun of white people in a funny way.
But they had a really interesting way of making fun of black
Black people too.
luminaries
True.
in this episode, especially.
Yeah, they did. When it comes to, like you said, performative activism.
Mm-hmm.
And if people are really trying to fight for social justice, or they really just trying to get their celebrity up, their notoriety up, all of that stuff, and trying to get some stuff for them and for their fame, their money, their wallets, and stuff like that, and not really focusing on the social justice issues.
Mm-hmm.
He talked about, what was the name of his initiative?
Oh,
Give back to your hood, or
invest in your hood.
invest in your hood. That's what it was.
Invest in your hood.
And that commercial, oh my gosh. And they was like, yeah, we try to make it inclusive. He said, no, y'all, all lives matter, my stuff.
Yep. Yep.
And that's exactly what it was. And it was just really showing how sometimes, like you talk about, some of our favorite black luminaries or some of our favorite black activists may truly be trying to, what's the right word? Focusing more on how they can excel from what's happening in these social justice platforms and alliances that they're creating. They're trying to figure out how they can benefit more from this than really focusing on the black community, the black people that are really hurting, and how we can truly reinvest in black communities and reinvest in the hood. So it was great, man, from beginning to end.
Yeah. It was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful commentary on gentrification as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny how much, and I know I constantly refer to Atlanta as like a psychological thriller, right? But the horror of the Nigerian auntie and
Oh, I forgot about
Darius's
that.
relationship, right?
Yeah.
Some of us do and don't have our favorite locally owned cultural spots, whether they're your favorite Jamaican spot, Haitian spot, Mexican food spot, Guatemalan food,
Indian.
Panamanian food spot, Indian food spot, whatever that is, right? And yes, it's going to operate completely different than what your familiar chain might operate like. It's going to operate completely different than how like the higher end, white owned, your maybe high end chain, like your Beverly Hills ass joints, your Scottsdale ass joints, right? Your Capitol Grills, your Ruth Chris Steakhouse. Okay. But it operates the way it operates. So much so that the most endearing quality of the restaurant is the fact that Auntie said, actually, like, the jollof's a little plain, but you bring your meat here, we'll cook it for you. Right?
Yeah.
Where it's a cultural steeple, right? And him coming around the corner that week later to see a Niger Bowl food truck owned and operated by this white woman who he brought here, and without a negative or malintention, completely pushed out Auntie from her hard-earned living at this restaurant. And I feel like it's so easy for white people to commodify these spaces, not from a place of malintent, but from a place of just not knowing the actual cultural currency and the impact that an establishment like this has, right?
True.
It is not like that commentary lets you know it is not your responsibility just because you think that the rent is upside up or because you have the capital to invest in the neighborhood. That does not mean that you should. And just buying the building is not how you preserve culture. Naturally, they take it a step further. Not all white people are going to come and just buy the building where a soul food restaurant is and then just make a Soul Food Express. They're not going to take it to that extreme, but the commentary is still the same.
Right.
Where what the hood needs is not your money to come in here and buy and renovate the buildings. That's not what we mean when we say that we need the support. Hale, my question to you is, do you think that there is justified, righteous, and how do I say this? An equitable chance for black activism within capitalism, like within these large, white-owned businesses? Do you think it is possible for activism to be done in these spaces? Right? They have the board of black luminaries and leaders sitting on what and the show is called Esco, but cool. Let's say Louis V, let's say Fendi, let's say Gucci, let's say Prada, whatever it is. Do you think that it is possible for justified and equitable help for black people within these white capitalist structures?
I do think it's possible, but I think it would take.
What does it look like to you?
Yeah, I think it would take us getting some people out, and that might be the hardest part, is getting some of those luminaries or those people who have grown in fame or notoriety in the Black community. We have to force some of those people out who are not really doing the work, if that makes sense. Because just because we like people who are famous doesn't always mean that they're really trying to reinvest in their hood. You get what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I think it would start there and putting the right people around the table, and then creating something where all of us, and we kind of talked about this on the Brewmance. Shout out to Rob and Mike.
Yes, please
We
go
kind of
listen to
talked
the
about
podcast,
this.
y'all. The Brewmans
Yeah.
podcast. Hale and I were guests recently on another
Yep.
podcast. Please go over there, check us out, man. Shout out to Rob and Mike.
100%. 100%. But yeah, I think it's more about educating, not necessarily educating, but kind of getting everybody on the same page and making sure that the group that is in there making these decisions, like we saw on the show, are people that are actually trying to invest in communities. Like that has to be the goal from beginning to end. If we're really trying to create change in communities and really be about activism and stuff like that, like we all have to be on the same page. And I think that's what the episode kind of showed us, is like all of these people were from different backgrounds. You get what I'm saying? Like the one guy was from fashion, obviously. Paperboy was from music and stuff like that, and they all had different ideas on what to do. But most of them were just trying to make sure that they got what was theirs, got their money for their charity, got their benefits and all that stuff, so that they could make more money down the line. But Paperboy was really the only one talking about how can we reinvest in the hood.
Yeah.
So, for example, in that episode, if we had 5 more Paperboys, then if they're all on the same page, then we can kind of create something that is more beneficial for communities. You get what I'm saying?
But see, I think, to your point though, the aptitude of something of a brand being comfortable enough to let that happen,
True.
I think is a fool's errand, right? Because I
Yeah,
forget the
no, yep.
character's name, but I strongly feel that he was a spoof, if you will, of D-Ray, one of the founders of Black Lives Matter, right? Notice the
Wow.
vest that he had
Wow.
on.
Huh. Good catch.
Okay. Also,
I
my
hope D-Ray
man.
wasn't doing that.
Well, we haven't talked about it on the podcast, Hale, and I think there's layers to it. But lately, right, there's
Yeah.
the articles that have been coming out about Black Lives Matter and what's been happening with
Right,
the money,
no.
the mansion, and everything, right?
Exactly.
And these divided houses of former founders and members and people that have contributed, of course, the myriad of
Right.
people, black, white, and in between, who have contributed to Black Lives Matter and their feelings about the brevity of the organization globally
Yep.
and locally, right? But naturally, you see the one I liked. As we're talking about the board members, there's the one who, I don't know if people caught it, but the one who definitely did not sound right saying nigga. And Paperboy said he don't even sound right. What did he say? No. What did he say? He goes, come at me, nigga. Come at me, nigga. And Paperboy said, is he even allowed to say that? But naturally, right? No one, because he said, man, are you even black? And he goes,
Right.
of course I'm black. But was that not Sean Kingu, Jason?
I don't know. I'm not gonna start naming people off. I'm not gonna.
But
I'm
I
not
will,
gonna
because they made it very, very apparent who each one of those people. Again, reasons why Ibra, as a director, I'm like, I see him, I'm with him. Because DeRay's character at the end, and I hate to say that DeRay's character at the end had a really, really strong point that he made. Where what did he say? He said, "What?" He goes, "Of course they changed your." And I'm paraphrasing, but obviously they changed the commercial. He said, because why would they fund their demise? He said the best thing that we can do is get whatever crumbs we can get for ourselves that works within their apology agenda, because all white people need is us to apologize, or free them of their guilt, is what it, right? When when Paperboy said, no, of course racism is not over, and he goes, no, actually what he means is racism will be solved by 2024. Oh,
Yeah.
thank God, right?
Yep.
Like just
Yep.
oh my God, please give us nourishment for the white tears and for the white guilt. Like, oh, good, exactly. We're working for something. We're doing something. He said the best we can do is take whatever scraps we can get and do what I can do with it. With, like, in other words, me getting this money for me, I'm going to share it how I share it. But this is the best thing that we're going to get from these white organizations, rather than literally telling them we're going to invest in the hood because they could care less. I just thought the commentary was beautiful.
No, I 100% agree with you. And I think your point kind of reminds me of kind of pointing back to the bromance again, what I said on there about, and we both said it's not about white people feeling guilty, but we just want you guys to understand. And I think that's where it starts, is kind of getting these companies to fully understand the importance of investing in Black communities, not to necessarily always fund their demise, but to maybe fund a partnership, to fund a collaboration, to fund something like that. And I know it might be unrealistic, but
That's
I'm saying I
unrealistic.
think
I think it is.
I know. And I feel you. It might be unrealistic, but I'm just saying I think that if they were willing to understand more, it may be easier. That's all I'm saying.
'Cause it's
But
like
to your point, funding their demise makes 1,000%
it make,
sense.
and literally
So.
just from a capitalism standpoint, not even from like
No, I get it.
we don't like
No, I
Black
get
folk.
you.
Like
Yeah,
of
it's
course
like,
I'm
why
gonna
would
do
I?
shit that you know
Benefits me.
exactly. But like
Mhm.
to fund a competitor
Yeah,
and to say, oh, what you need? How much money? So you want me to not only like invest in you, but literally teach you, put you on, let you know how I do this.
but I
Just
just
because
feel like
you're Black. All right, cool. Like, or
right. No, but
for
I
this,
feel like
you know,
go
large
ahead.
white organization, they would just say like, oh, to fund all of you, right?
Mhm.
Why the fuck would I do that? I already
Right.
know
No,
Black people invent culture. Why would I do that?
I get you. But I'm saying I feel like we've seen that in a small way. Like we've seen the Jordan brand, which came from Nike. Michael Jordan owns it, runs it, was taught the business and all that good stuff as a Black man. You know what I'm saying? And I know people talk about Jordan and if he was really powering back into the Black community and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
I
So
was
that's a whole nother discussion. But I'm
like,
saying we have we have seen that in a way, and now we've
we
got
saw
LeBron as well, who's
a,
got the
a
billion.
billion-dollar company use a Black person as a poster child. I
Yeah.
think come on, like that's exactly like not even debating. That's exactly what the Jordan thing was. Like like there was no promise that the money there, and I'm not saying that it had to. I'm not mad at Jordan or saying that the money had to go to the Black community, but like that was same thing that they did with Tiger. Was it like, hey, dude, this is going to invest in it, but Black players and Black Filipino or Black Mexican players everywhere? The fuck? It was like,
But I mean, we talk about LeBron, and LeBron just got that contract with Nike a few years ago for an undisclosed amount. People are talking about his billions of dollars and stuff like that.
he's smart.
But
He's smart.
but he actually has been pouring back into the Black communities,
Yeah,
not only with the Nikes and stuff like that, but obviously he's got his
with
own
his own
school,
school.
he's got his
Yeah.
own corporations and things like that, foundations for children, and he's been doing that for years.
Media platform.
So it's like, and I know we're not going to see a bunch of athletes that think like LeBron. I get that, or are going to be willing to be the or going to go against the grain of rather being like the poster child, like you said they did with Jordan, and actually trying to create something for their communities. I know that's slim to none, but I'm just saying it is possible. That's all I'm saying.
It's possible. It's possible, but LeBron
Which is not that
is
realistic.
the exact. It's not.
I
It's
know.
not
I'm
realistic.
I'm
That
I'm
exception
I'm
don't
hoping.
make the rule.
I'm hoping and dreaming.
Look.
You're
Hey,
right.
but to LeBron, I hope you see the greatness in me.
You see the greatness I see.
I see.
I
in
see you.
you.
Come on, Bron.
Come on, Bron. Little Brodius. All right, y'all. Quick break.
Oh, man.
We're coming back with a new segment. We are not sure what to call it at the moment, but god damn it, it's gonna be good. All right, more for the gyms when we get back. Love is in the air, y'all.
Is it though? You'll be the judge as you watch our new 3-episode dating special premiering in February.
I've been shooting my shot in the DMs lately. Losing battle.
We are getting into the good and probably the bad of dating. It's going down exclusively on the Unfiltered Gems podcast YouTube channel.
So learn your lady's way of communicating.
Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Unfiltered Gems podcast. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Ryan Hale.
And I'm Malcolm Alexander.
And I hope you guys have enjoyed this show thus far. If you're watching us on YouTube, like we've already said, be sure to hit the bell up top for post notifications. Yep, do all the things. Subscribe. You know what to do. You've been here for a while. If you're listening on the audio, we appreciate you guys. Be sure to follow us on all the social media platforms at Unfiltered Gems Podcast. Malcolm, before we went to last break, he said we've got a new segment for you guys, and we do. We actually need a little help. So at Unfiltered Gems Podcast, DM us because we're struggling with a name right now.
We'll have to put it in the
going back and
story.
forth.
Like, maybe make it easy on them. But like, we really need y'all help.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll put it on a story, a poll, something like that.
Yeah,
for you.
yeah.
But we're gonna need y'all to vote. We're going back and forth between what we got: hidden gems,
So yeah,
dear
for,
gems.
for the name of the segment, and you got to set up what the segment is. Okay,
You're right.
we got to set
I'm
it
just
up.
rattling off
Yeah,
names.
you just rattling
huh?
off names and they have no context. Okay.
Let me set it up for you guys. So we've got some listeners that are going to be anonymous, but that have messaged us, DM'd us, emailed us, all that good stuff, and have some questions for us in regards to a bunch of different topics. Today, our producer Sarah is going to read the first one that we got in, but you can shoot us any of your questions and all that good stuff. So obviously, we're going to keep it anonymous, but we're trying to figure out what name to go with as we rattle off advice or answers to these beautiful listeners' questions.
Yeah. Hale, what's your favorite one?
I love Dear Gems. Sarah said it's kind of like Dear Abby, Sarah, our producer, and she kind of got me with that. I kind of like that. Dear Gems. It's like
No.
what was those Jimmy Fallon thank you cards they used to do?
Oh, thank you notes.
I'm just
Yeah.
picturing the you know what I mean with the music. So it's kind of like that for me. So I like Dear Gems personally.
No, his first one was the blueberry letter, through which had no correlation to the podcast. I was upset.
You know, like the strawberry letter.
But the
Shout out to
blueberry
the Steve
letter,
Harvey show.
No.
Yeah, but the blueberry
no,
letter. You
no,
know.
no. What blueberries ain't got nothing to do with the. Like, I mean, I enjoy anyway.
Sometimes gems are blue. You know. It's
Okay.
a reach.
Okay, it's a it's a reach. I'm reaching. And then we said hidden gems. Okay, I think the two that got the biggest potential, I think, is Dear Gems and Hidden Gems. But our amazing producer has our question for the segment today. So Sarah, take it away with one of our anonymous fans, listeners, supporters.
Not yeah, all of those.
All the above.
Hey guys. We have this letter. It says, Dear Unfiltered Gems, I recently started dating around. I've been single for more than a year. I met a guy that I like, but it's been going slow. They explain that they like their company. They met another guy right away. He wants to be in a relationship. She's confused. They both have qualities that she likes. They both check boxes for her. But it's a question about how does she choose. So she goes on to say that she's afraid of missing out on a guy because she's waiting for him to commit, or she's worried he won't commit. The other option with the other guy is missing out on someone who's really into her, or is he rushing for an unknown reason, and that could be a red flag also.
Okay. So let me get this in layman's terms. Let me just make sure I got this back. Two guys she's really into. She is into. I hope either way, don't matter. I just want to make sure. Okay. So two guys she's into. One's ready to go, make it pop, get it popping. Relationship, let's move it. The other one is like still trying to play the field, but like we cool. What should she do? Is the question.
Yes.
Okay.
She likes both guys.
Gotcha.
How should she choose which one to date or not date?
She said, and they both got characteristics that she likes. There's clearly not one that she likes better than the other.
Right.
Now she got to figure that out. Then you got to decide because look, you'll go with
That's
one.
What she's calling in.
Yeah. No, well, I think what I mean by she's gonna have to take the time to decide. I don't think she can make a decision yet. Like I think because either way, whatever decision she makes, if she makes it drastically, she makes it now, she's gonna have regret about the other side. If she goes with the dude that's like, boom, super ready, and I'm talking like if you move, I'm talking to you, you out there listening. Because I feel like I'm talking to you, Sarah, and I'm like, I'm not giving this advice to you, but like, if you go with the dude that's like ready to get it on, and you get cuffed up right now, summer, no hot girl summer for you, cuffed up summer, it's here, it's happening, it's a good thing. She who finds a man finds a good thing or something kind of. Hopefully,
that's not.
They kind of say that, God willing. Okay, well,
Ryan, curious about
like
what you have to say.
Yes. So I would say, to Malcolm's point, she definitely does have to figure out the characteristics. But Malcolm and Sarah, you've heard me say this before. I think it's important as you're going through that process of dating and getting to know both of these guys that you compare what you want versus what you're getting. So as you go through that process, you need to be consciously thinking, and this is if you really want to pursue one or the other. Obviously, some people just want to play the field, and you've got that opportunity. But it sounds like that guy really wants to be in a relationship. So that time with him, he may have you on a shorter leash, if you will, as far as time. So you really have to see, like, based off what he's giving you, if it's worth jumping into a relationship a little faster than maybe you're ready for, or if you want to take things slow. And even if you want to take things slow with that guy who's ready to get in a relationship, you can still have a conversation with him and let him know, like, hey, maybe this is moving just a little too fast. I really like you, but maybe we can kind of slow things down just a little bit. So, yeah, I think it's important that you just compare what you want versus what you're getting, because if you start to see qualities that you like from both of them, it's going to make it harder to choose. But you know what you need, hopefully, and if you don't, that's something that you need to figure out before you even go down this path.
I'm team take your time, man. Figure it out.
Mhm.
Because if you decide now you're going to have regret, you're going to get cuffed up and you're going to be sitting there like, I wonder how the dude that's not cuffed up is doing. And maybe I'd be happier single. And then if you keep going and just going down the casual route, you'll be thinking about like, oh man, how dope would it be to be really monogamous right now? And it'd be really nice to have somebody close. So if you're still in between that, then I think it's like, and like, who
Don't rush
likes
it.
regrets? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
no one wants to regret. So
Right.
it's like, I think you got to just take the time. Definitely compare what you want versus what you're getting, but then take the time and figure out what you really need too, and see who's best.
That's huge.
Capable.
That's the first step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, of the two,
Yep.
who's capable of giving you not just what you want, but what you need.
Yeah. So hopefully that answered that question for you.
Yeah.
And if not, hey, we'd love to hear from you again. We'll be here every week. Every Tuesday.
She go right
so
she go right at next time talk about, yeah, that was no fucking help. So could we try this again? Same question. I want different answers.
Same question.
Yeah, same question, different answers. Like, okay, well, my hands are tied.
We're gonna be like, who is this girl?
Yeah. Like, who is she? It's gonna be and it being like one of our moms, just trolling. Like, golly, like, what was I supposed to? You don't want the help.
Not our moms lying to us again after we talk about it.
Triggered, dog. Triggered. And y'all been playing me. The people listening, they've been playing me. They've really been in the comments like, this explains so much, Malcolm. Like, y'all foul, okay?
Malcolm was a spy in his
There's
past life.
trauma.
Him and his mom.
There's trauma
Oh my
around this, and
gosh.
y'all just throwing it out there on.
I'm surprised that wasn't on your bucket list.
To be a secret agent. Well, if I told you, I'd have
Exactly.
to kill you, nigga. I can't tell you these
Okay.
things. I told you not to kill you.
Please.
What?
Oh
I
my
can't tell you
gosh.
about the missions. We'll talk about this after the podcast. Okay. Damn, bro. Don't be putting my
No, thank you so much. Whoever you are that wrote in, we really appreciate it. And like I said, guys, please help us out. We're trying to figure out a name, but we want to hear more from you guys. So send us your questions. Send us
Golden
you don't have to be always
Nuggets.
about a relationship.
That was another one.
I hate that one though.
You don't
So
like
go
golden
for that one.
nuggets?
Not golden nuggets.
Golden
no.
nuggets,
we're not
dear
really-
gems, and hidden gems.
hidden gems. Yeah. Yep. But the questions don't always have to be relationship related.
They
So
do
just
not.
send us in if you have a question.
They do not.
And we'll do our best to answer.
You can go in. I love how Mike and Rob, there's gonna be another plug for the Brewmans. I love how they opened up the podcast with, all right, guys, we want to talk about race. They don't like it wasn't even a question.
They just died.
It was just like,
right
hey,
in.
let's talk about race. Malcolm and Ryan, the race. And it's just like, right on. I like some shit like that though. I was, you know what I'm saying?
Me too. I'm very black and white, so we don't need the small talk, sugarcoat. Let's get it.
I'm a gray baby.
Do it live.
Look, I'm a gray baby, and I was still hype. I was like, say what? Race? All right. I'm black and white until it comes to talk about black and white people. Then I'm very black and white.
Oh man, yeah. Be sure to go check that out, you guys, at the Brewmans.
Yes.
Amazing show that they have. But we were on last week talking about race. Great discussion. So go check that out.
Community, it was everything. So as Ryan said,
Yeah.
man, thank y'all so much. Thank you to producer Sarah. Appreciate all y'all for listening. Thank y'all for watching on all the platforms and all the things. More to come. Make sure to follow us. Hell, I ain't gonna say nothing that you ain't say already. But for Unfiltered Gems podcast, my name is Malcolm Alexander.
And I'm Ryan Hale. I will see you guys next week.